Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by
True Digital Media Consulting. You're online right now and so are your customers, but marketing has to be a consistent journey. True Digital Media Consulting can help with your online ads, organic growth, and so much more. Contact us today at 832-934-4436 or visit our website at truedigitalmediaconsulting.com.
Smile Design Studios. Smile Design Studios, family and cosmetic dentistry, offers numerous treatments meant to maintain, heal, and customize your smile. Call us today at 281-969-7388 or visit our website at www.sdshouston.com.
Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789.
What's up, good people? Welcome back to Startup Masters. I'm your host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. Of course, you can find me anywhere online: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z. And you're at the right place to be when it comes to entrepreneurship, when it comes to learning about your business, taking that thing to the next level, doing the things that are necessary and intentional to ensure long-term growth and a win-win scenario, not just for you, obviously, for your clientele as well. Those are the things that we're talking about right here at Startup Masters. Now, normally, I'm with the lovely, the endearing, the one and only Kalia Guillory, but she is out of the podcast studio today, but she definitely is with you all in spirit and strength as always, and you can reach out to her at KOG Speaks. And of course, if you got any questions about what we do here at the show, feel free to shoot me an email, shoot us an email, startupmasters@thesphere.tv. But we come with full Thanksgiving. We come with a great show as always, because that's what we do. It's about keeping that knee from getting scraped up to the white meat. It's about giving you these gems that happen right here at this table each and every week. And y'all know what it is. We're family right now. So I can sit back and be relaxed with y'all and come to you from a home-based perspective, because guess what? I'm here to help make sure that your business thrives. And sometimes you need an extra push when it comes to taking that business to the next level. Sometimes you need somebody that can influence the steps and decisions you make when it comes to your entrepreneurial endeavors. Sometimes you need that coach. Sometimes you need that person that really can see things on the outside to take your business to a better place internally. So we've got to you today, the multi-hat wearing, the one, the only, the lifestyle influencer herself from all facets and walks of life, Miss Chigi Ohanele. Did I pronounce that right? I messed that up.
Yes, you
I hit it?
did.
How about that?
Ohanele. That's awesome.
Ohanele. Come on, we're in a building with you, Chigi. What's going on?
I am doing great. I am grateful. I'm super excited to be here.
Good
Thanks
deal.
for having me.
I'm happy to have you here. And as I opened up in the monologue, and shout out to those that are on Facebook Live. Remember, we're only on live for roughly about 10, 15 minutes or so. So make sure you hop in, ask those questions for Chigi, because we're gonna get Chigi with it. We're gonna have deep dive conversations about entrepreneurship. But as I open up in the monologue, what I like everybody to know is when they come to this show, it's comfortable. We're about business. We're about kingdom building. We're about community building. We're about taking you to that next level, but there's always the journey.
Yes.
And that's the conversation that a lot of times entrepreneurs aren't sharing. They aren't telling you about the trials and tribulations, the hard steps, the mistakes, because we make them. I make mistakes every day in business, but that means I'm constantly learning, right? I'm refining my craft, and I'm getting wiser each and every day. And that's what we want to do here. We want to start on that journey. We want to go back to the infancy of this idea. We want to take a pivot right at the middle where things are happening today. Then we're going to make that right-hand turn and talk about that 5, 10, 20-year plan. You ready to rock with it, Chigi?
I am ready.
I'm loving this name, so I just keep saying it. So just want to shout out once again to those on Facebook. If you got a question, feel free to drop that. We'll try to answer that question live or get back to you directly. So, Chigi, walk with us. Talk with us. Let's go back in time when you said hello to Chigi's world. What was going on in your life? What was going on in your ecosystem when you wanted to bring this new business endeavor to life?
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you for talking about the journey, because a lot of time people are in a hurry to get to the destination.
Come on.
And the journey is where you learn, you grow.
You better say that, Chigi.
It's the most. It's one of the most important parts of your life.
Yes.
And when I started Chigozie, well, actually had just relocated from Maryland to Houston.
Okay.
I'm a nurse practitioner.
Nice.
That's
a journey on its own, though. Am I right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
That is trials and tribulations on its own. For those that are tuned in, you listen to this on Spotify, or you're watching this on YouTube. The idea of going through that type of rigorous learning to become a nurse practitioner, not LVN, not RN, not just a specialized nurse or traveling nurse, but a nurse practitioner to then go entrepreneur. Talk about that a little bit.
So while I was in Maryland, I actually was educated at Johns Hopkins University.
Nice.
And, graduated, had this plan to eventually, start a practice maybe like in 10 years time. But just working in corporate America, I just realized how crazy it could be. I had an experience where I got so sick because I was pretty much trying not to take off work to go, get treated. So I kept on staying and working so hard. But then by the time I went in, I was a little too sick.
It was worse than if you would have taken care of it on the front.
If I had just taken care of it up front.
Come on, I'm going to put a pin right there. Just entrepreneurs, check this. And Nicole, I see you peeped in on us. I want to say what's up to you. I see you, love. Single Moms with Power. Make sure y'all checking out that podcast. Understand that it pays to take care of situations on the front side well before they grow into something so big and monstrous on the backside. Keep this rolling, Chigi.
So anyway, by the time I went in to get treated over the weekend, I got a medication that I had never gotten before, but I had the side effects from it. And I literally ended up in the ER, fighting for my life. I was in the hospital for a week, lost about over 10 pounds, had to get blood transfusion. I was so sick because, kidneys were failing, multiple organs were failing because of this reaction.
Wow.
And at that point, I had this conversation with God, like, is this it?
Yeah. We're wrap.
10
pounds in a week? Yeah.
I actually got sick on my birthday.
Wow, I'm so sorry.
So I was like, wait, so you mean my whole life? This is like, I'm here fighting for my life.
Yeah.
This could be the last. And what did I do? Like, was I actually fulfilling my purpose this whole time? And while I was having that conversation, God let me know that I was going to be okay. But I also, just going through that process and also seeing how certain people treated you.
Yes.
People at work who act like, oh my God, I love you so much and all that. It's just so you can show up and make money for them. But then the moment you're not able to show up, nobody cares.
Different story.
So I had certain people who were, of course, there, but most especially my boss couldn't care less. And eventually I came out, but coming out of that hospital, I came out with a different mindset.
Yeah.
I came out with, I need to find what my purpose is in life, because I'm not going to find myself in a situation where I'm going to look back and I'm like, no, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And literally that was like, I've been thinking about it and journeying towards that decision, but that was a very a pivotal moment in my life.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting that a lot of times in life, things occur that push us to the brink of breaking, the brink of failure, whether it's your physical failure or psychological failure, that when we get our breakthrough,
Yes,
right? When we're
yes.
being pushed to be broken, sometimes is where the breakthrough comes. I'm preaching today. Somebody, man, look, we're going to call an offering. We're going to do something around this mug. I'm
But
just letting y'all know.
It's true.
Yeah.
It is the truth. It's, sometimes it takes you going through a hard time, through a difficult situation for you to, get clarity on what you're supposed to do. And that's what happened for me. And after that, it took several months for me to actually recover. I had to get surgery done. But after that, my husband and I relocated to Houston. And we relocated because the number one decision was I need to start my business.
Yes.
But when I came, initially was to start my practice. But when I came, I also knew that I wanted to start my blog. I've been thinking about it for like years. And, by the time we relocated, I was like, I keep saying I want to do this.
Yeah.
Why? Like, what's holding me? And literally one day I woke up and it's like, God is like, now is the time, not tomorrow, not when I grow up, not this, 10 years time. Now is the time. Get up and start doing something. Start, taking steps to get to where you need to go to. And so I started my platform, and I started because I just wanted to share my story.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, be transparent and open, because we live in a world where so many people are pretending. They are, acting everything is okay. They're trying to be who they're not. And I just wanted to be myself. And, I know that by sharing my story, it would resonate with some people. Everybody may not understand it, but a few people who do, then those are the people I need to speak to, because I wanted to share my story to be able to empower, most especially women, so that they too can, find their voice, find their style, but also find their purpose.
I love that.
And
Voice,
then
style, and purpose.
start walking in it and start using it to make an impact in people's lives.
Walk in that truth, your purpose and power to make an impact in people's lives. Why are you starting your business? For those that are listening right now, for those that are watching this via iTunes, or you're listening to this in SoundCloud, what are you doing why did you birth that thing? If it wasn't to empower people, if it wasn't to get out there, if it wasn't to change the mindsets of those that are out here living and learning each and every day. You're marketing to these people, right? Your business is walking marketing in some form of facet. You got to keep those things in mind. Speaking of which, for those that are interested in marketing, this particular portion of the show is sponsored by True Digital. So you're online right now, and so are your customers. The question is, how do you actively reach them? Marketing has to be a consistent journey, and we're here to walk with you every step of the way, Chigi. True Digital Media Consulting can help with your website development, online ads, your business reputation, and organic growth on search engines. Give them a call today to discuss a customized strategy for your business at 832-934-4436, or send them an email over to info@truedigitalmediaconsulting.com. Mention the Sphere to receive a free, yes, I said it, a free 30-minute consultation. So make sure y'all reach out to True Digital. Let them know what y'all trying to do and say, hey, I heard about y'all at the Sphere. Let's talk marketing. So that way they can get back with you. So let's talk about today, Chigi, because that's where we're at. Mm-hmm. You've gone through this thing. You've had this life-changing event, right? And it brought you here to Houston originally to build a practice, but now to walk in and be impactful in people's lives.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about what that impact looks like coming from Chigi's world.
Okay. So a lot of people who know me through the blog, see one aspect of what I do, which is sharing the storytelling. Mm-hmm. But it's not just to share stories, but it's to connect to people through those stories, because you're more relatable.
Sure.
Certain story resonates with people, and so they can open up to you, But another part of what I do as an influencer is, working on campaigns with businesses, with brands, also doing branding and marketing.
Okay.
but also consulting with brands, again, just to bridge the gap between businesses and customers.
Sure.
A lot of time there's a disconnect, okay? And I'm there to pretty much bring that gap through what I create, through the stories I share.
Yeah.
But there's a huge part that's also that behind the scenes. While blogging and also practicing as a nurse practitioner, I realized that there was something else that was missing, that was very important, that holds people back, their mindset. You know, a lot of times people don't even realize that that's the problem. They think the strategy is off. You know, I don't have marketing. You know, I need help with marketing. I need help with this. But the issue is actually very basic, which is their mindset is different. They have a scarcity mindset. You know, they have
That's a gem, though.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, let me, because I want to make sure people don't miss these gems that are being dropped here. Having a mindset of scarcity, having a mindset where the assumption is that resources are limited. When that happens, for those that are tuned in right now, and for those that are still on Facebook Live, I'm gonna roll this because I want to make sure y'all are tuned in. And please say what's up in Facebook so we can give y'all some shout outs before we cut Facebook Live. But the scarcity mindset of an entrepreneur will tank your business faster than anything else, because you're assuming that you've got to go out here and compete with everybody else in your business instead of being out here and collaborating. When you're focused on the win-win for everyone, and even if you got to go get a partner, that triple win where everybody's out here winning, opportunities open up so much easier than when you have the mindset to say, you know what, this is limited, so let me fight you to get this resource. Let me somehow fight to hold on. Let me cut corners. Let me do all these things that cause your customer base to fall simply because you've got the mindset of scarcity. I just had to pause on that, Chigi, because I'm dealing with that in a couple of situations right now. People with the mindset of scarcity where they rather compete than collaborate. And we talk a lot on this show that collaboration is the new competition. It's about partnerships. I want to partner with other people who are doing things similar to me because perhaps there are projects that we can tackle together that are so much larger. There's a new meme going out right now that's like, nah, bigger. And that's God talking. Like, because your mindset is this on scarcity, not realizing that the opportunities could be so much larger, but sometimes you just need that help. You need to partner with somebody.
Exactly.
Let me let you get back on your stuff. Let me get off this soapbox, because I could talk about that.
Yeah, and I'm going to add to that, like, it's so important because, again, collaboration is so essential. The way I put it is, think about it like, you know, you have your shine. You're doing your thing, you're shining. I'm shining. If we're here trying to compete, and guess what? It's only one person that can shine if you have the scarcity mindset. But if we have a growth mindset, an abundance mindset, we're willing to work together to support each other and grow. Guess what happens? When you shine, when all of us shine, this place is so much brighter and so much better. Yeah. We can reach more people. So we need to stop, we need to change the mindset. But people don't realize that your mindset holds you back. It can either hold you back or it can elevate you. So I even with my patients, I notice sometimes, I create a plan for my patients and we talk about a plan. This is the treatment plan, your medications, your health, your nutrition, whatever. Months may go by and they come back and they're in the exact same place. The issue is the mindset. But the moment you start working on them with their mindset, everything else starts to change. So the fastest way to transform your life is to transform your mindset. So a lot of times when I consult with, clients and they come with, these are the issues, but then I'm able to identify like this. Let's go back to the basics. If we can work on the mindset issue, a lot of the other things are so much easier. Mindset is like 80% and strategy is like 20%.
Talk about it. Hey, and guess what, folks? 20%. We're at about 20 minutes on this Facebook Live. So Facebookers, we've got to bid you all adieu. Thank you so much for chiming in. For those that are watching this live, for those that come back through Facebook, because we get a lot of people who just watch it after the fact on Facebook. Remember, folks, you've got to go subscribe. So head over to sphere.tv/Startup Master. We've got a few options for you. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher, Spreaker, iHeartRadio. We're even on Spotify and your Amazon Alexa right in your kitchen. And of course, while you're there, share this thing out. Share with your family, your friends, your colleagues. Share with your loved ones. Share with those haters. Share with anyone and everyone out there that you know who could utilize information about entrepreneurship. And give us some constructive criticism. We want to know how we're doing. Let us know. So fill out those reviews. Give us those stars. Hop over on iTunes. Give us that feedback and write that dissertation, because we're going to take it all in, because we want to continue to build better content for you all. And last but not least, if you truly love what we're doing, sow a seed. Head over to sphere.tv/donate. We've got a couple of options. You can donate one time right on the website, or if you're truly rocking with us, you can donate via Patreon and get some exclusive content that's just for you. So, show's not ending, folks, but remember, you've got to go subscribe right here at the Sphere. So, Chigi, let's keep this party rolling. Now,
Yes.
one question I want to ask you, because obviously there are people out there that are in the industry,
Okay.
right? And while we may not always have the opportunity to collaborate with all these individuals who have a similar passion to change the lives and make impacts in other entrepreneurial lives, or just people's lives in general, talk a little bit about that X factor. What sets Chigi and Chigi's world aside from some of the other people in the same industry?
So I'm definitely unique.
Okay.
When I came into the blogging world, a lot of people are like, you're not like the typical blogger. And I was like, I know I'm not. I'm more of an entrepreneur, actually, than just a blogger. And I look at the bigger picture. I started off, showcasing fashion, empowering people through fashion. But again, I knew my purpose was more than that, and I started expanding.
I hear that, like the Komodo, by the way. That's a Komodo, but it looks
Yes, it
good.
is. Yeah. Thank you.
I know a little something about fashion. So I like
That's
it.
good.
That's fly. I see you. Okay.
Thank you. So, I started empowering through style, but I knew I had to reach people through different aspects, not
Sure.
just of fashion. So I am big on business and entrepreneurship. Some people are like, well, everybody's not supposed to, have a business or do something. But I'm like, we were created to be creators. Everybody has something. Everybody has everyone has talents, gifts. God created each and every one of us for a purpose.
I love this, Chigi. We were
And-
created to be creators.
Yes, we are. We are made in his image, and he's a creator. So we have things in us that allow us to create. I tell people that nothing goes to waste. Every experience, whatever you've gone through, good, bad, or ugly, has shaped you and has gotten to where you are. Use it, leverage it.
Yes.
And your purpose is beyond you. It's never just about you. So a lot of times people go through things and have testimonies, but then they sit on it. They do nothing. They're like, oh, I'm just private. I'm going to keep to myself. I'm like, no, God didn't get you through that for you to keep it to yourself. It's to help the next person. Use what you have, okay? Even if it was a difficult, relationship you went through, use it to help somebody else. If, you've gone through abuse and now you've come out, help somebody else to get through it. But everybody has a purpose. You just have to dig deep and go figure it out. And a lot of times it's not that far-fetched. It's not something you have to go, hunting for. I think people make it bigger than it is. A lot of times it's something that's so easy for us.
Yeah.
You look at it and you realize people already gravitate. People already come to you for those things. So start to use it and start to help people. You may not be able to get to someone maybe who's like far off or a certain level,
Yeah.
but you can start collaborating with people around you. You can start helping people around you. Just sharing your story is powerful.
Very true.
There are a lot of people I have met, and I never knew they followed me. I never even knew they paid attention. They're like, oh, I watch and I see, I read everything. They don't comment, they don't like,
Yeah.
but then they tell me later on when they make me like, this helped me. I was able to, apply this, and this is how it helped me. And I was like, wow, if you go through life based on people validating you or waiting for likes and comments, a lot of times you can't, get stuck, and some people quit. And I'm like, no, when you find your purpose, you focus on that and you stick to it. And when I started blogging, I told God, I was like, if it's just one person who reads my blog and
Mission
who it
accomplished.
helps,
Come on.
then that's all I need. That's all.
Yeah.
Show up the way you're gonna show up. If it's 1 million people, still show up if it's one person.
Even if it's one.
Even if it's one, it's one person. Just make an impact.
I love
help
that.
one person.
And even through that, when you show up for just that one person, like Chigi just said, you've got to smile like it's 1 million people. Speaking of which, this particular portion of the show is sponsored by Smile Design Studios. Smile Design Studios family and cosmetic dentistry offers numerous treatments meant to maintain, heal, and customize your smile. If you're not sure what you need, don't worry. Dr. Ellis and her team are happy to meet with you to go over your patient history and goals and to offer professional recommendations. Let Smile Design Studios make you smile. Call them today at 281-969-7388 or check out their website at sdshouston.com to schedule your appointment today. All new patients receive a free gift and $50 off your first dental treatment. All you've got to do is save the sphere. Smile Design Studios looks forward to providing excellent care for you and your family. But ain't that right, Chigi? You just got to smile. Just like you're smiling right now.
Oh, my goodness. Smile.
1 or 1 million. I love that. Now, obviously, sewing into all these people, whether it's 1 or 1 million,
Yes.
in your profession can be taxing. I know it can.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And one of the wisest things I've ever heard, which is why I have some of the rituals in place that I have now, is that you can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly.
It's got to be full. What do you do in your life today to kind of sew back into self so that you are recharged and rejuvenated to handle that 1 or 1 million customers?
Okay, yeah, that's a great question. First of all, what I learned initially when I started, I was trying to speak to everybody and reach everybody.
Yeah.
And when I went back to talk to God and study, I realized that we're not here to talk to everybody. We're not here to reach everybody. You were created uniquely for a specific group of people. Even Jesus had his specific group of people, which were the sinners. So focus on the people you're here to serve. And by the time you do that, trust me, a lot of the energy you're burning just talking to people randomly, you save that energy, and then you're more effective actually when you focus and have a target audience you're trying to reach. But also you have to learn to take care of yourself.
Yes.
You cannot be 100% for people if you're not 100% yourself.
Talk about it.
So, I exercise, I meditate. I'm big on journaling. So I journal, I write my thoughts, I write my prayers, but I also just listen also to listen to God. A lot of times people just talk, and it's like a prayer is supposed to be a two-way street, not just a one-way street. So I've been good doing that. I also, do visualizations and affirmations, and just again, surrounding yourself with people who are like-minded.
I like that.
Sometimes you're not going to always, be feeling your best. People who can also then sow into you and support you when you're not, feeling as strong also is definitely important.
Yeah. I would assume that if you're bringing about affirmations for people, and like you said, if you're focused in on this niche, so to speak, that these are your target audience that you're talking to, they're going to receive things a lot more powerful. And it just coincide what you just mentioned. For those that may have missed that, they're going to receive things in such a more potent way than when you're trying to blast this message to everybody, because it ain't meant for everybody.
Yeah, because it's diluted.
Yeah.
Where you're just talking about generic stuff. And if I go into a room and I just start talking, some people are gonna not pay attention because they assume that, I'm not talking to them. But if I go in and I'm like, Gary, that, okay, I'm talking to Gary. Like, it's specific. The message is specific, and it's able to do what it's supposed to do, better. But I also want to say that a lot of times people go through, you experience these negative emotions, and people think it's a bad thing. For example, you get sad, you get overwhelmed.
Sure.
You feel stressed out. I tell people it's actually good if you don't look at it as a negative thing, but as a positive thing. In medicine, having pain, although it hurts, it's a good sign, because then you know that you need to pay attention to that spot. Something is wrong that you need to fix. So when you're stressed out, overwhelmed, or you feel sad, I tell people that's a time for you to cut off from everything and go and reflect and focus on you. Go focus. Get back and focus on your purpose, on the people you're here to serve, on yourself. And I promise you, whenever you do that, you're going to come back feeling so much better and so much refreshed. And, you have that energy to get back and do what you're supposed to do.
Hey, come back, have that energy to do what you're supposed to do, folks. How many of y'all are walking? Because I could sum this up. How many of y'all are walking in your passion and your purpose? You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do in your business. That way it comes natively to you versus something you're struggling to do because it's a fad, because it's something that's hyped at the moment. You got to walk in that purpose like Chigi's world is. You got to be there. Now, Chigi, I heard the affirmations. I heard those type of things. Is there other things that you'd like to focus on when you're with your clientele? Anything else specific, whether it's finance, whether it's actually talking their health, or any other thing that you like to zero in on?
So, again, everyone is different.
Sure.
When I consult with my clients, I'm able to pinpoint what their problem spots are.
I got you.
And then I create a program that focuses
Nice.
on that. But again, a lot of people, that mindset component it's usually one of the weakest.
Sure.
Yeah. So again, I give them the tools, on how to do the mindset work. But it's something I don't know if you read the book, The Morning Miracle.
I have not.
Oh my God,
The
it's
Morning
such a
Miracle.
good book. Yes.
Let me add it to my notes. I've been over here taking notes since you started talking.
It's
The
so good. The
Morning
Morning Miracle. And it's, of course you can do it during the day, but in the morning is the best time to do it because it gets you refreshed, it gets you focused. So it literally sets the tone for your whole day. But it's called the Lifesavers. And the S is silence, which is prayers, meditation. A for affirmations. V for visualizations. E, exercise. R, reading. So either reading an inspirational book or listening to a podcast. Oh my God, I love, podcasts. I have like a whole list I listen to.
Well, hopefully we can make sure the Sphere's on that
Yes,
list.
yes,
We got some shows.
Yes, I love listening to stuff that just inspires and motivates you. And then the S is scribing, which is the journaling piece.
Nice.
Because in a way, it puts it all together.
Sure.
I'm like, if you do those things, mindset-wise, you're gonna be good. Just do the work and keep pushing. But a lot of time people think it's a one-time thing, and it's like, no, every day you do the work on yourself.
Yeah.
Every
It
day you
becomes
do.
ritualistic. Speaking of which, let's talk a little bit, if you don't mind, peeling the layers back about your rituals. What are some of the things you either A, have on rinse and repeat, or more so things that you use or do to keep yourself in that creative space and zone for your rituals? Like, what does that look like for you?
So what I mentioned is pretty much routine. Okay, of course, some days I may miss it, but I can tell when I have missed something, because then I'm like, oh gosh, I need to go back and do my journaling because my day is not going right now, and I need to focus, my mindset. But again, I just try to make sure that I show up authentically. Before I put something out, before I create something, I have a routine where I check myself and I ask myself, what is the purpose behind this? if it's not in, if the purpose is not in alignment with what my true purpose is,
Sure.
I don't do it. I used to be a people pleaser.
Yeah.
I'm still working on, I've gotten through certain points, but I'm still working on it. But you have to work on it every day. But I'm no longer out here trying to please people, trying to, get people to like me or whatever. Like, no, as long as I'm in my purpose and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, everybody else is going to be okay. Of course, it doesn't mean I'm going to show up and be rude and all that.
Yeah.
But I know where I'm supposed to be. And if I'm not supposed to be at that event, or if I'm not supposed to create something, it's okay. It doesn't bother me. I'm like, it's not meant to be. It's not mine.
It ain't for you.
It's not for me.
It's not in your
yes.
lane. I
Whatever
love
is
that.
yours is yours. And no one can ever take that away from you. Just embrace and be comfortable in your lane.
There it is. Love that lane that you're in. Hug that thing. Hold it tight. Hold on to that lane. This last portion of the show is sponsored by us right here at The Sphere. So are you starting your business or looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at The Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States, as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789, or send us an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv. Chigi.
Yes.
Chigi's World. What is Chigi's World? And as we come towards the end of the show, we always like to talk about the dream aspect, because I think it's so important for entrepreneurs to remember not to just get caught up working in the business, but start to also and stay in a zone of working on the business as well as dreaming about the business. What does Chigi's World look like in the next 5, 10, 20 years? So 2030, what do you see going on with Chigi's World?
Oh, wow. Chigi's World is going to be, still reaching people, impacting people's lives. I have started, branching out to do other things beyond just blogging.
Sure.
Of course, speaking, just being a guest on the podcast and speaking at events. I am also working on hosting more live events.
Nice.
So I can connect with people in person, But the goal again is reach more people. So with everything I do, with the different, whether it's the events, the blog, a podcast, whatever it is, the goal is continue to grow my platform, continue to grow, my reach.
Yeah.
So I can reach more people and I can continue to make an impact and help people. But, a lot of times, some people think it's just about business, and it's like, no, I want women especially to know that they can have it all. I don't care what stories you've heard. Yes, I know people have heard so many stories, and there's so many narratives that hold you back. And I'm like, you need to start changing that, but you can have it all. But of course, having it all is relative. It depends on what, having it all means to you and what you want. But for me, having it all is being able to live my dreams and walk in my purpose and make an impact in people's lives. But also having a happy home. I'm married. I've been married for 6 years. I'm currently pregnant. Thank you.
Congratulations again.
I'm currently pregnant. We are pregnant with my, our first child. I'm super excited. I want to be able to, while I'm running these businesses and reaching people, I still want to have the flexibility financially and time-wise to enjoy my family and do the things that I love to do. Like, people think that life is just about work, and make money. That's a byproduct, but you want to have a balanced and happy life. I tell people that don't feel guilty enjoying your life. One of the best ways you can truly appreciate God and the life He has given you is to live it to the fullest. So in 20 years' time, I will continue to live my best life, continue to do everything that I love to do, traveling, talking to people, reaching people, I'm just going to be doing it on a bigger platform.
Yeah, I hear that. Growth.
Growth.
And that Chigi's
Yes.
empire.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about.
Just
Chigi's
continue
universe. We're going to
to
grow
grow
outside
and
this.
reach, yeah. And another thing that I want to help people do, which I see people struggle with,
Sure.
and just with culturally the way the genders are, women, of course, financially are on a different level than men. I want to teach people how to create multiple income streams.
Nice.
I'm very passionate about it. I'm like, again, you just don't have one talent. Stop sitting on a bunch of stuff. Like, there's so much you can do. You have so many talents. You have so many. You have experiences. Use it. Whatever you have is not meant to be sat on. Use it and create multiple income streams. The money cannot be the number one focus, but I promise you, if you use those things
Come on.
to give value and to help people's lives,
Come on.
the money is just a byproduct. And again, it helps you. The more money you make, the more impact you continue to make. You can do more things in the world.
Ooh, Chigi. What a statement. I preach that so often, so it feels so good to hear it, because that recharges me to know that steadfast the course, deliver the deliverables, make an impact, and don't chase the money. It's a byproduct that will come if you're aligned and you're sowing the proper seeds.
Exactly.
Money will come, folks. Those that are tuned in right now, you're listening to this on Google Play Music. Money will come. Don't worry about that. Chase the relationship currency, as KG would say. Don't chase the paper one. Comes and goes, but the relationships you build, the impacts you make, those are the things that moves mountains, and eventually the dollars will flow like the river. Chigi, I got one last question for you. You ready?
Sure.
So, after all you've been through, all the things that all the lives that you've touched, the impact that you've made, the plans customized that you've put together to take people to an area of fruition from their lack, whether it's mindset or whatever the case is. What if we take all that off the table? We rewind the tape on all of that. Rewind the tape back, from the building of the website to the trials and tribulations that you went through, to your first clientele that you may not given the right plan to, all the growth and learning steps that it took us to get to where we are now. Rewind all that back, and let's take it all the way back to being on that bed, dealing with that health issue, seeing the vision that you want to bring to fruition. But we also slide you a little seed money. How would you build Chigi's world this time around, having all the knowledge that you have with some additional financial compensation on the front?
Oh my God, that's powerful.
Mm.
I think one of the things that I would have just done differently was just go.
Yeah.
Don't worry too much about, again, what people are going to say. That was one of the biggest things that held me back, was just what people are going to say. And coming from an African background, I am Nigerian American. It is, to Nigerians, it's like, how you a nurse practitioner, then you end up you want to be a blogger. Like, where do they do that? So I think it's just being confident and just obeying God. I want to say that I struggled with just seeing. If I didn't see something, if I couldn't see the finish line, I didn't want to go in that direction. So it's like I wanted to almost kind of like be really controlling and micromanage and see everything. And I realized that my need for perfection and to control everything was making me procrastinate or keeping me stuck. But then the moment I just started to listen and just have faith and just obey. Like, one of the biggest lessons I've learned is obedience. God said, step here. I have no clue what's there. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. I'm like, God, well, I know, what my purpose is, and this is what I should share. I'm just showing up. And he takes care of the how it's going to happen and who it impacts. I realized that I was worrying about the stuff that wasn't my concern. All I'm supposed to do, all we're ever supposed to do is use what you've been given, obey, show up, and be your best, and keep it moving. God takes care of everything. God takes what He has literally, given you and uses it to do what He needs to do. But that's not for you to worry about.
Not for you to worry about. Chigi's World. This is what we're talking about, Chigi. You, my dear, are awesome. And let me tell you, because of what you've been through, because of the trials and tribulations, because of the lives that you're changing, the seeds that you're sowing, that you're watering, that are sprouting up with great fruit, we would like to officially coin you a startup master. Please let everybody who's tuned in right now, whether they're listening in their car or they're watching this at home on the couch, let them know where they can reach you at, as well as find your website.
Okay, so you can reach me on Instagram. It is Chigi's World, ChigisWorld. And it's the same on every social platform.
Nice.
My website is www.chigisworld.com.
Very nice.
So it's pretty simple.
Yeah, right to it, right to
Yes,
the point.
Chigi's World,
Yeah, find her, folks. Make sure
Yes.
you are tuned in to Chigi's
Reach out to me
World.
if you have any questions. If you just need to talk, I am here. But again, I'm just not the person to sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
And see you being stuck in a certain position or being okay with being mediocre and not saying anything. I'm gonna push you. Okay. I spoke recently. Did a Facebook Live, and I was sharing about the difference between being a cheerleader and a coach.
Yeah.
And I said, I think I've been operating as a cheerleader before, and I'm no longer a cheerleader, I'm a coach. Because guess what? When you need to win the game, the cheerleader can make you feel good. And it's like, yay. But guess what? The person who's going to give you the play, what you're supposed to do, the strategy is the coach. The coach may be annoying sometimes, but the coach is the person who gets you to point A to point B.
That's right.
And I'm no longer cheerleading. I'm a coach. So if you need
Coach
someone
Chigi.
to push you, to help you transform your mindset, transform your life, I am the person for you.
There it is. Coach Chigi, everybody. We didn't give her a new name out here. ChigisWorld.com.
Yeah.
Another great episode. Folks, this is Startup Masters. This is what we do. We empower you. We take your business to the next level by sharing entrepreneurial journeys, simply because we like to sow and be impactful in yours. So remember, shoot us an email if you got any questions about what we do here at the show, startupmasters@thesphere.tv, or you can hit us across social media @thesphere.tv. Use our coveted hashtag startupmasters. If you need to reach me, you can reach me @GHawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z, across all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all those things. If you need to reach Kalia Giller, you can reach her @KOG Speaks. Make sure you reach out to her and tell her what's up. This has been another electrifying episode, Chigi.
Yes, and I just want to say thank you so much for having me. Has been amazing. As soon as we started, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so at home. And, of course, I miss Kalia being here. From the day one we met, we literally clicked it and just hit it off. Because, again, when you meet people who are like-minded, it's just magic.
It's just magic.
It's just magic. So thank you so much for having me.
You are most welcome. Another one. We'll see y'all next time. Take care, folks.